All over the country, there's a new study out, and it suggests that children who are spanked as toddlers are more likely to become bullies as they get older. A Massachusetts high school is reeling as 6 students face felony charges in the death of a classmate who committed suicide after enduring months of bullying. Meantime, the study from Tulane University found mothers who admitted spanking their toddlers were more likely to report that their kids got into fights or teased other kids as they got older. Is there some sort of link? Dr. Marjorie has been studying teens and says she hasn't found any evidence to prove that kids who are not spanked are any better off. AMY McCREADY disagrees. She's the founder of Parenting Solutions in Raleigh, North Carolina. Great to have you both. Dr. Gano, I'll start with you. What do you think of this research then? Do you think that spanking is okay?
I think I certainly don't actively promote spanking, but there is enough research on kids, looking at kids between the ages of 2 and 6, that suggests that spanking is associated with both negative and positive outcomes, that I don't believe it would be appropriate to legally ban spanking, which has happened in many countries in Europe. So my objective is primarily to inform legal policy as opposed to tell parents exactly how they need to parent their children.
But so does the study concern you when they suggest that toddlers who are spanked could become bullies, as we hear so much about bullying and the problems out there in the schools today?
You know, I have read the study from Tulane. It is a good study. It shows us what has been shown in a lot of other studies, that if you ask the person who is doing the spanking whether or not the child is demonstrating behavior problems, yes, the person who is doing the spanking perceives that the child is having behavior problems.
Right.
What we need are some more studies that ask a person to rate the child who is not the same one doing the spanking. So I am not overly concerned by this study, although it is a fairly methodologically sound study.
Amy, tell me where you stand on this.
Well, I do not advocate spanking. Clearly this Tulane study shows us that kids who are spanked demonstrate more aggressive behaviors, and it makes sense when you think about it. It really teaches kids that it's okay to use hitting and aggression to resolve conflict and vent frustration, and that's not what we want to teach our kids.
Let me ask you though, as a frustrated parent, I have a 3-year-old who most of the time is wonderful in my eyes, of course, but we're getting to that age where he's got those moments and he wants to assert his independence and he wants to do his own thing. And boy, there are moments I don't spank him. That's the choice that we've made. But there are moments when you don't know what to do. The timeouts don't work. Nothing seems to work. What do you tell parents then?
Well, I think that's where we need a lot of training for parents, because in those moments where you are so frustrated, you really need tools that will work in the moment and stop the behavior. But I think it's more than that. It's also helping parents understand why those misbehaviors are happening in the first place. You mentioned a spirited toddler, and that's their job, is to exert their independence. But once parents understand that most misbehavior comes from kids wanting attention and exerting their power, then we can address their needs for power in positive ways, so they're not as likely to misbehave, and it allows you to really see the misbehavior in a different light and use more effective tools that are going to more positively direct the child's behavior as opposed to spanking.
Well, it's a fascinating topic. Obviously, folks feel very strongly on both sides of this. Dr. Gano and AMY McCREADY, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.